Chapter 5 Biological Determinants. Everyone has inborn biological tendencies for various behaviors. However, there's a huge difference between tendencies and absolutes. Now, supposedly high levels of so-called female hormones or lowered levels of so-called male hormones in the womb creates homosexual males. Yet the so-called male hormone testosterone increases already existent sexual longings in both males and females, and increasing the ratio of so-called female hormones, that's estrogens, dampen sexual longings in both sexes. They don't affect one's orientation. Women are constantly awash in female hormones, yet never seek dozens of anonymous sexual encounters, a predominant characteristic of young urban gay men. A supposed biological determinant for homosexuality involved identical twins. However, with pairs of identical twins where one claims homosexuality, the identical, that is monozygotic, twin is often not homosexual. Since such twins are always genetically identical, homosexuality must always be present for any legitimate biological claim. Moreover, genes are elements which precisely determine hereditary characteristics. Genes reside within chromosomes, which are simply one or two DNA double helices in formation depending on the phase of the cell cycle. And RNA is simply what DNA synthesizes to communicate its genetic instructions. Summarily, the entire multiplex is essentially DNA. Now, DNA is renowned in forensic science as a virtually infallible and precise determinant. For example, a mass murder suspect who declined to give a DNA sample was caught by analyzing his daughter's DNA, which was compared to the crime scene DNA. That's because one strand of each child's DNA double helix always mirrors half of the mother's double helix exactly, and the other side of that child's DNA double helix always mirrors half of the father's double helix exactly. Therefore, children's biology always mirrors their parents' characteristics exactly. Consequently, for someone to have a so-called gay gene, one parent must be predominantly homosexual, or both parents must have strong homosexual tendencies. Besides all genes having a precise function, the function of most genes is manifest. Example, blood type is controlled by the ABO gene on chromosome 9. Breaking down of medium-chain fatty acids is controlled by the ACADM gene on chromosome 1, and ribbon synapses, which allow the eye to track moving objects, are controlled by the pituitary gene on chromosome 5. With rapid advances in genetics, any possibility of a gay gene is rapidly running out. Therefore, sexual preference cannot be purely biological. Someone said your understanding of DNA is poor. Yet everyone outside of professional scientists or medical specialists has a poor understanding. But that's irrelevant since it is common knowledge that we cannot possess a physical trait not found in our parents' gene pool, outside of birth defects. Besides, those who possess an excellent understanding of DNA have written full books which refute the notion of any gay gene. Yet those who have a poor understanding of DNA declare that such knowledgeable authors are completely biased. Therefore, my explanation of genes and biological determinants is extremely brief for this complicated topic. That's because many will claim that biology creates gay people no matter what the evidence shows. They will simply claim that we don't know everything and some unknown or better yet unknowable particle causes gayness. Furthermore, those who identify as gay or lesbian generally reject every single traditional value. Since a gene for rejecting traditional values is nonsensical, this is another fatal flaw to the truly being born gay idea. Evolution? If there is a gay gene, what causes it to override the straight genes? Besides not having any physical structure that's different from so-called straights, so-called gay men's penises shoot sperm, not rainbow candy, designed to fertilize a woman's egg cell, and so-called lesbian women have egg cells that react with sperm. They are not chocolate candy eggs. Jokingly, it was said that the actor Rock Hudson was genus homo. But seriously, I expected either someone produce their homo or dispose of their modernist dogmatism. Since alternative people were bashed with the biblical creation story, Neo-Darwinism was embraced since it radically changed how alternative lifestyles were viewed. And how life originated has major implications in how we should live it. Yet, if life evolved, natural selection and survival of the fittest would have weeded out homosexuality since survival requires reproduction. However, the phantasmagorical theory of evolution made confetti out of life's purpose by insinuating that purposes and functions perpetually change and are random, not God directed. Good vibrations. So-called gay men commonly assert, I am not physically/sexually attracted to women whatsoever. Yet most men who identify as gay never had sexual contact with a woman. This invalidates their claim, as we cannot know whether we would like an unappealing food without actually trying it. Any healthy fellow can be somewhat aroused by stimulation by either males and females, or he may be turned off by knowing the person's gender. However, in the dark with unknown people, there are a dizzying array of variations in body parts and techniques. In cases where an erect penis encounters a sufficiently tight vagina, something extraordinary happens. Due to the unique construction of vaginas, rubbing one's penis inside causes intense tickling vibrations, then ejaculation. Since all vaginas are built the same way as our penises, and ejaculation is always pleasurable, every virile man can easily be aroused by a woman. Again, every virile male can be aroused by another man in extraordinary circumstances. Nobody is truly straight or gay. These made-up labels were historically non-existent. But here's the tiebreaker. Everyone is physically built for heterosexual procreation, not homosexual procreation. Furthermore, vaginas are acidic, inhospitable to most germs, yet anuses, part of the digestive system, are absorbent, picking up everything. This always makes homosexual intercourse far more risky than standard heterosexual intercourse. Many claim to have been gay since childhood, yet as children we were all gay, so to speak. We avoided girls, gravitated toward boys, and when teachers pressured us to dance, boys danced with boys. Later, most boys made a transition, some did not. And everyone has some same-sex attraction. Most have a tiny bit, while some have a lot, which sometimes becomes sexualized. Besides, no matter how straight or macho young men are, they're nervous the first time they're with a woman. A natural shell is present. Like grains of sand within oysters, layers upon layers may form instead of a natural shell being removed. Opposite sex attraction may become obfuscated. Consider that males are strongly admonished not to invade females' privacy or touch them inappropriately from childhood. This taboo is lacking towards other males with whom they share washrooms, lockers, showers, sleeping quarters, and body contact with physical sports. The taboo against close contact with females can be overly ingrained or taken too deeply to heart. Over the last 30 years, music videos have been blasting from gay bars, dance clubs, and nightclubs. They predominantly feature women, not men, the most popular having been Madonna's Give It To Me. On a giant screen, this sex-saturated video, an extreme expression of a woman's sexuality towards men, not women, is brutally obvious. And gay men don't want to be women, so that is ruled out. Actually, these videos publicly expose the patron's subconscious desires. But like the emperor's new clothes, most cannot see the obvious. Gotta see part 6!